This is problem number 2 for assessment number 5. And this problem, it says, find the slope of the curve y equals x cubed minus 7x at the given point P, 2 comma negative 6, by finding the limiting value of the slope of secants through P. Find an equation of the tangent line to the curve at P, 2 comma negative 6. So we're going to use the equation, the limit as h approaches 0 of f of x plus h minus f of x all over h. This is the equation we're going to use because this is the equation for finding, this part is the equation for finding like a secant slope, and then when you add in the limit as h approaches 0, that's going to give you the tangent slope, because you're essentially making the 2 points that are your secant slope come together and get closer and closer together, giving you the slope at a specific point, which is known as the tangent slope. So we're going to use this equation along with this function here to figure out the slope. So let's go ahead and start by taking x plus h, plugging it into the function. And I'm only going to write this limit once. Just keep in mind that the limit as h approaches 0 is always in front of all the work that I'm doing. So equals, and I'll just show you here, limit as h approaches 0, and then I'm going to start putting in some work, and then after this I'm not going to write that over and over again. So I have x plus h, plug it in here. This will be x plus h cubed minus 7 x plus h, and then minus the actual function itself, which is x cubed minus 7x, so I have x cubed minus 7x here. And that's all going to be over h. So x plus h cubed. What is x plus h cubed? Well, we know x plus h cubed is x plus h times x plus h times x plus h. So that's going to give you x plus h times x plus h times x plus h. That's going to give you, when I multiply this out, that'll be x squared, x times h, xh, h times x, another xh. So this is plus 2xh, and then x or h times h will be plus h squared. So that's just doing the front two. Now I need to do the last two here. So I'm going to multiply it times x plus h here. And when we multiply this out, x squared times x, I'm going to kind of put an equal sign here. That's x cubed. X squared times h, that's plus x squared h. Then I have 2xh times x, that's plus 2x squared h. 2xh times h is plus 2xh squared. H squared times x is plus h squared x, and then h squared times h is plus h cubed. Then I can say that this equals, I can combine like terms, so these two combined together would be 3, so I have x cubed plus 3x squared h. Combine these together, because I can flip this around here, and that's plus 3xh squared plus h cubed. All right, I can take that now and substitute it in here for this x plus h cubed. So I end up with, and I'm just going to kind of put ditto here with this limit, I'll end up with x cubed plus 3x squared h plus 3xh squared plus h cubed. Distribute there, so minus 7x minus 7h minus h or x cubed plus 7x, and that's all over h. Now technically I don't need these parentheses, so I'm going to cancel these parentheses out, and at the same time, so equals ditto At the same time, I'm going to start canceling some stuff. So x cubed can cancel with negative x cubed. Let's see. Negative 7x and 7x cancel. And let's see where we can go from here. We end up with 3x squared h plus 3xh squared plus h cubed minus 7h all over h. Let's factor out an h out of the top, and when we do that, we end up with h. This is 3x squared plus 3xh plus h squared minus 7 all over h. Now I can cancel the h's, and I end up with the limit as h approaches 0 of 3x squared plus 3xh plus h squared minus 7. When I plug in 0, I end up with, this will end up being, this cancels and this cancels, so I end up with 3x squared minus 7. So this is the expression for our slope for this problem. Let's go ahead and find the slope then at point 2, negative 6. So we're going to go ahead and write point 2, negative 6. So this is part A, by the way. Let's see. Find the limiting value of the slope of the secant through. So this, well, we're not quite done yet. We need to find this. This is the part A, where we find the slope. We're going to take this equation. This is m equals 3, and we're going to plug in 2, so it's 2 squared minus 7. This will end up with m equals 2 squared is 4, 4 times 3 is 12, minus 7, which is 5. So the slope here is 5 at the point 2, negative 6. Now I want to find the tangent line, which is part B. So this is the tangent line part. In order to find this tangent line, I'm going to say y equals 5x plus b. Take this coordinate, plug it in, because I need to have this line go through that point. So that's a negative 6 equals 5 times 2 plus b. I end up with 10. So negative 6 equals 10 plus b. When I subtract it over, I get negative 16 equal b. So the equation for the tangent line is y equals 5x minus 16. So the slope for that, the slope of secant through P, that slope is going to be 5. And then find the equation for the tangent line. There it is.